Hooty-hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. Welcome. I'm Tall Mike. Today's Wednesday, December 16th. The markets today a little bit flat. Nothing going on so much. We had the big run-up yesterday, the run-up in the stock market, the run-up in gold yesterday. Today we're having a huge run-up in Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin, new highs. 20,600, probably going higher, much higher. What I want to talk about today is what's known as a debt jubilee. A lot of people don't know what a debt jubilee is. It's where there is forgiveness of debts. In the Bible, it talks about this. It happened every 7 years back in those days, where all debts were forgiven and you got a clean slate. Today we're going to talk about a debt jubilee that's going to be going on in the student loan market. Now, Biden comes into office, and one of his first things on his agenda is to give a debt jubilee to student loans. Now, student loans have gone from zero to basically $1.8 trillion. Most of this debt is owned by the government, and the government might choose to just wipe the slate clean. Now, what does this do? Let's think about, well, are they going to stop with just student loans? Maybe they'll do car loans. Maybe they'll do credit card debt. Now, I used to think this was a really dumb idea. I really did. I thought it was a terrible idea. It breaks the Constitution. It breaks all contract law. You can sign into contracts and they just rip up the contracts. There is so many problems with this, I thought. But you know what? The government is printing $1, $2, $3 trillion, $4 trillion, $5, $6 trillion, $7 trillion in 1 year, but they don't help the people. What would a debt jubilee do? We could wipe out the credit cards. We could wipe out the car loans. We could wipe out student loans, all for about, let's call it $4 trillion, $4.5 trillion. Just wipe them out. Wipe the slate clean. Start over. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? The government's going to print that money anyways. They're going to give it to the corporations. Now, what if they gave it to just wipe out the student loans? Well, what happens? What is that really? Is it inflationary? Absolutely inflationary. What does inflation do? It makes the prices go higher. It makes the price of gold go higher. It makes the price of Bitcoin go higher. It makes the price of your dollar buy less and less and less. Should we wipe out the student loans? Well, what happens when the government gets into a market like colleges? Let's talk about colleges. Okay, so when I went to college, it was affordable. Well, I wouldn't say affordable, but a person could work his way through college and get an education. He'd work part-time and he'd go to school and he could pay, his tuition would be paid for by working. Well, the government said, no, this is leaving too many people behind. People don't want to work. Let's give them loans. Let's give them student loans to go get these college degrees. After all, a college degree is worth a lot of money, isn't it? What do you think a college degree is worth? And let's say French literature. What do you think that's worth on the open market? How much do you think you'd get paid for a job if you had a college degree in French literature? What about maybe you have a college degree in gender studies? That's, a popular thing these days, gender studies. How do you get a job with that? I don't know, but I know how you spend a lot of money to get that degree. Well, they don't want anyone to be left behind. So if you want to study, French literature or gender studies, just come on into the university. We'll set you up with these student loans and you won't have to pay. The government pays, right? Well, maybe we should make all education free then and just wipe the student loans out. But my point is, once the government got involved in the college business with creating the student loans, what happened to the cost of tuition? Well, it kept going higher and higher and higher. Just kept creeping up, right? Okay, it doubled, it tripled, it quadrupled. It went up about 3, 4, 5 times as much as it was back in the day, right? Because hey, you're not going to pay for it, right? The government's going to pay for it, so we can charge you anything we want. The same thing happened in our healthcare system. Once Obamacare came in, what happened to your insurance rates? Well, they doubled, they tripled, they quadrupled because the government came in. You don't worry about it. Come on in. We'll give you health care, and the government's going to pay. You don't have to pay, so we're going to charge you whatever we want. We can keep raising the prices higher and higher and higher. Now, is this a good thing? Is this a good thing? Where's the money going to come from for this debt jubilee? What does the government just have this money sitting in a safe? Are they just going to bring it out of the safe and wipe all the debts clean? All the debts clean. They don't have the money. They do not. So what do? They print the money. They print the money. Now, who's responsible when they print the money? Well, we are as taxpayers. Taxpayers are responsible. That's who's got to pay the interest on this. They have to pay it all back someday, right? Or they default and everything comes crashing down. But the taxpayers is who's paying for it. It's not the government. The government doesn't have money. They have our money, and they print money to spend, and we have to pay for that. So the debt jubilee, what's this going to do? Well, it's going to cause inflation. And we're so close to what I call hyperinflation. Hyperinflation, we're going to see it here in the U.S. Going to be very scary when it comes. Hyperinflation, it's something you can't put back. It's like letting the genie out of the bottle. You can't get the genie back into the bottle. When hyperinflation comes, it's just so much pain for so many people. And I think we're starting to see this inflation causing pain in the economy already. When people go to the grocery store, they can't afford groceries, right? But hey, we can print some more money to wipe out these student loans. We're going to do that. It's one of the first things on Biden's list. It's called the debt jubilee. And this is going to be really good for gold and for Bitcoin. You have to protect yourself. You just have to protect yourself. You gotta buy gold. You gotta buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin makes me nervous here above 20,000. It really does. But I do think it's going much higher. I do. Now we could get a pullback tomorrow. We could get it cut in half, and then it'd probably be a really good buy. You got to get out of the system somehow. I know I'm a broken record. I keep saying you have to get out of the financial system unless you want your money just to disappear. You can put it in the bank. What's the bank paying you? Less than 1/4% right now? I mean, if they pay you anything, soon that's going to be negative rates. Soon the bank is going to charge you money to keep your money in their bank. Now, isn't that going to be crazy? Is everybody going to pull it out in cash and put it on the mattress? Well, what they want to do, they want to go cashless. They want to get rid of cash. They don't want to have cash. They want to make everything digital, kind of like Bitcoin, excepting the government's going to control it. Now, that scares me too. If the government has a Bitcoin and then Bitcoin's a Bitcoin, which one do you think's going to win out? Well, I think the government could just come in and just say, hey, no more Bitcoin in the U.S. What would that do to prices? Well, I don't know, but I think it'd cut it at least half. So Bitcoin does make me nervous up here, 20,000. Don't get me wrong. I love Bitcoin. It's outside of the government. It's not controlled by them, and it keeps going up. Now, millennials love it. They think it's digital gold. Now, I don't think it's digital gold. I think they're very, very different. I think you should own both. I think you should have some Bitcoin, and you should have some gold. This is how you protect yourself. And I love silver. You guys know I love silver. But if we got a debt jubilee coming in the student loan market, this is going to make gold, silver, Bitcoin go higher and higher. It's going to make your dollars go lower and lower. But they're not going to stop with student loans. If it works for student loans, why not do car loans, right? Why not do credit cards, right? Maybe the mortgages on homes, let's just wipe those out. Let's just print our way to prosperity. Do you know that no country has ever been able to print their way to prosperity? And they have tried. They've tried. It's just a broken model. You cannot print your way to prosperity. Prosperity comes from hard work and production, from creating goods and services. This is where prosperity comes from. And in America, we're getting away from teaching that concept. We're teaching MMT in the economic classes. I was an economics major. We didn't teach MMT back then. modern monetary theory where you can just print unlimited amounts of money and nobody has to pay taxes. Everybody gets to live in a free house, free food, free health care. MMT, it's a great thing, the Green New Deal. The Democrats love the Green New Deal. Maybe we'll see it. Maybe we'll see it. I'm not sure. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But I do know that they're going to have a debt jubilee for these student loans. At least it looks like it's going that way. I do know you got to protect yourself. You just got to buy some gold. I know gold's high. It's almost 2,000 an ounce. 1,900, right around there. Okay, silver's probably the bargain here, $24, That's a good bargain. Bitcoin's probably the least bargain, but they're all going higher. Bitcoin, man, what a rally just today. 20,600 as I'm recording this. That's crazy. Well, anyways, I want you guys to protect yourself. Do some trading. The stock market never goes down anymore. It just goes up. How they get so decoupled from the economy. We'll talk about that in another episode. If you like this stuff, give me a thumbs up. Why not? Hey, if you really like it, punch the subscribe button and we'll talk more about this stuff. I'm Tall Mike. I'm a stock market gambler. Get out there, do some trading. Have a great day.